everyone, welcome back to John Florio channel. I am Mary and I'm here to talk about the most interesting man in Renaissance England, John Florio. When he lived at the French embassy in London, John Florio worked as tutor, secretary, translator for the French ambassador Michel de Castelnau. And he also began working as ghostwriter. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe if you are new, to like this video, support my channel, tell your friends about it. And now, let's start. When John Florio worked at the French embassy, beyond the ordinary and customary tasks as the ambassador's secretary, Florio also daily received a great amount of letters from Europe on his desk. These letters concern different subjects:
political developments, murders in aristocratic families, religious turmoil, gossips, all the most interesting political news about England's neighbors, France, Italy, Spain.
It was in that moment that Florio realized the great appeal that this news could have on English readers. For this reason, he began a pioneering job as a translator of news, in a period in which the role of journalist was not yet born in England. Florio, however, intuitively began translating several of these newsletters dispatched from Rome and France, turning them into novels. The stories, in fact, are not reported as he received them, but they are edited and transformed into short stories, written in dramatic dialogues. There is a story between two friends who discuss the late news regarding the Pope, or a tragic story happening in Rialto, Venice, where a man shot to another man with a pistol. And there is also the story of Capitan Elmo. Capitan Elmo was a nobleman of Venice who went out to scour the seas for pirates. Near Corfu, he met a galley belonging to the king of Algeria, going with tribute to Great Turk. Disregarding the alliance between Venice and Turkey, Elmo fell upon this galley, murdering the crew, dishonoring the two daughters, and threw their mother in the sea. Florio had a genius for turning this news in unputdownable stories for the English audience, with that touch of suspense and drama he was so fond of.
The resulting pamphlet was published anonymously in 1585, a letter latterly written from Rome and translated out of Italian that he dedicated to the Earl of Derby.
Now, in the title, Florio refers to this work as a mad translation, but this is not true. There was no original work that he translated. That work was a series of letters that he received at the French embassy, and he decided to alter, edit, to publish his own anonymous work. Short stories about Europe's most interesting news rewritten for the English audience. But why this choice to write this work anonymously and to dismiss it as a mad translation? As I have explained in my past video, when he was at Oxford working as a tutor, all of a sudden Florio decided to leave, embarking a new adventure with Bruno at the embassy. Why? Because he revealed in a letter to a friend to be fed up with his work as teacher. He felt that he had more to give. He felt himself as a refined writer, and that's why when he was at the French embassy, he began writing as ghostwriter, embarking in new projects, experimenting, and began collaborating with his friends anonymously. So Florio began a new journey, experimenting with new literary genres as a ghostwriter, with his refined, unique, embellished and grandiloquent style for the English audience. After those years at the French embassy with Giordano Bruno, Florio seems to be disappeared. Nobody knows where he lived, what he was doing. The years 1586-1591 are considered Florio's lost years in London, because there are no traces of him, anywhere. But where did he go and why did he disappear? It is possible, for example, that he worked as agent for simultaneous patron Edward Dimmock. Furthermore, it seems that he was also already well acquainted with Boccaccio's Decameron, the anonymous translation that Florio published in 1620. In fact, a copy of Boccaccio's Decameron was already sent to the publisher in 1588, but strangely it was not published until 1620. It is not a coincidence that Second Fruits, the work that Florio published 3 years later, contained many references to Boccaccio's Decameron. Florio, in fact, in Second Fruits, wrote 2 chapters borrowed from 2 novels of the Decameron. In the same year, 1591, Florio also published another anonymous work containing other 2 novels that he borrowed from Boccaccio. You know what's interesting about it? There is no mentions of Boccaccio in their work. He made those stories his own. That magpie. I hope that you liked this video about Florio's early career as ghostwriter and his lost years in London. But what happened later, in 1591? John Florio entered the patronage of the most important theatrical patron of the time, the young, rich and beautiful Henry, Earl of Southampton. Stay resolute. Bye.